Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. You're watching NDTV and this is Battle for States, where we track elections and their impact closely. As election activity peaks in Rajasthan, Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot's son, Vaibhav Gehlot, was today summoned by the Enforcement Directorate in connection with alleged violations of foreign exchange rules. He has been asked to appear before the agency in Jaipur or Delhi tomorrow. The summons have been issued in connection with ED's investigation against hospitality group Triton Hotels and Resorts Private Limited, among others. The ED has seized rupees 1.2 crore in cash during the searches last month. Mr. Gehlot, of course, has hit out at the central agency for issuing a short notice summons, calling it a joke and a reaction to his welfare guarantees. The CM has been pushing a poll slogan of Rahat Wali Sarkar, which means relief providing government to push his government's welfare credentials. Now, at least 9 leaders close to the CM have cases lodged against them since Gehlot came to power in December 2018. The Rajasthan Chief Minister has also said that central agencies have lost their credibility due to their alleged misuse by the centre. But the BJP has said that this is just law catching up with the wrongdoers. Remember, the BJP is hoping to leverage Prime Minister Narendra Modi's popularity and collective leadership to come to power in Rajasthan. Corruption and law and order are 2 pole issues for the party against the Congress in the state. Rajasthan has seen 11 elections in the last 5 decades, with the incumbent government managing to win just twice. First time in 1985 and second in 1993. The ED today also conducted searches on the premises of Rajasthan Congress chief Govind Singh Dotasra and Congress MLA Om Prakash Hudla in connection with the paper leak case. Dotasra is the Congress candidate from Lashmangarh seat of Sikar, while Hudla is an independent MLA who has been given a Congress ticket for the election scheduled on November 25th. First, let's listen to how political party leaders have reacted to this development.
आज जो स्थिति है वो चिंताजनक स्थिति है। सवाल पीसीसी प्रेसिडेंट का नहीं है, सवाल मेरे सन का नहीं है, सवाल है कि पूरे देश के अंदर आतंक मचा रखा है और जिस पर आतंक है, छत्तीसगढ़ में करीब साल भर से ईडी के लोगों ने, मैंने सुना है, वहाँ अपने फैमिली शिफ्ट कर दिया, वही मकान वगैरह किराए ले लिए, क्योंकि रोज उनको छापेमारी करनी पड़ी। 2 कल हमने घोषणा करी, गारंटी की, एक महिलाओं के लिए गृह लक्ष्मी योजना, एक हमने 500 रुपये गैस सिलेंडर का एक्सपेंस किया। ये चाहते नहीं कि हम लोग कैसे महिलाओं को, पिछड़ों को, दलितों को, आम आदमी को राहत दें। कल किया और आज 2 जगह सफल पड़ गए।
ये मामला तो 12 साल पहले, 13 साल पहले भी यही आरोप लगाए गए थे, तब भी हम लोगों ने इसका जवाब दे दिया। अब 12-13 साल बाद फिर इन्हीं बातों को लेके ईडी वापस आया है। तो प्रदेश की जनता समझती है कि क्यों चुनाव में जब आचार संहिता हो गई तभी इनको याद क्यों आ रही है।
सर, डोटासरा जी के भी छापे मारे गए ईडी के पेपर लीक को।
हाँ, वो मुझे जब मैं जयपुर से रवाना हो रहा था तब मालूम पड़ा था।
अरे यार, सभी लोग बैठे रहेंगे।
हमारे आदरणीय प्रदेश अध्यक्ष जी के निवास स्थान पर भी ईडी के छापे पड़े।
राजस्थान में जिस तरह से राजस्थान के लाखों युवाओं के भविष्य को अंधकारमय बनाते हुए सीरीज ऑफ पेपर लीक हुआ, 1 से लेकर के 19 बार तक लगातार राजस्थान में जिस तरह से पेपर लीक हुए, उसके कारण से राजस्थान के 70 लाख युवा जो विभिन्न प्रतियोगी परीक्षाओं में सम्मिलित हुए थे, उनका भविष्य न केवल अंधकारमय हुआ, अपितु सरकार द्वारा प्रतियोगी परीक्षाओं के माध्यम से भर्ती की व्यवस्था पर से भी प्रदेश के लोगों का, प्रदेश के युवाओं का और प्रदेश के ऐसे एस्पिरेंट युवाओं के परिवारजनों का विश्वास समाप्त हो गया।
Let's go across to my colleague Harsha Singh to get more details on this. Harsha, quite an eventful day in Rajasthan politics today with summons to the Chief Minister's son. There have been raids at the ruling party president's house, and of course the CM himself addressed a press conference. Now, BJP leaders have been talking about this Lal diary and alleging corruption in the Gehlot government. Now, the PM himself has raised this issue. How critical is this in the context of the timing of these raids and searches?
Well, absolutely. This is a political hot potato for the Gehlot government. Probably they were anticipating this, but it's clearly Ashok Gehlot's Achilles heel. And if you see, it's hitting right at home. So not only are the ED raids against Govind Singh Dotasra in the paper leak scam. Now, the paper leak scam is an issue that connects youth. It connects youth voters. The youth voters are crucial in this election. And also, they've raked up the FEMA case against his son. So the messaging that goes across definitely is that, the corruption is happening from somewhere from the CM's position himself, because these are people very, very close to him. Of course, from the BJP's point of view, the attack is like you heard the bite right now. It's about the youth vote. It's about people who sit for days and days to prepare for these exams, years and years, and then these exam papers are leaked. But what the Congress is saying in its defense is two things. Firstly, the timing. If you knew about this, the paper leak scam has not rocked Rajasthan just yesterday. It's something that's been in the churn. The BJP has raised this issue for the past 2-3 years. So why the timing of these raids now? Secondly, also, what the CM has been at pains to say is that the Special Operations Group of the Rajasthan Police is actually the group that uncovered this scam, arrested the main 4 kingpins in this. One of them is absconding, and also went ahead, dissolved the Rajasthan Public Services Commission and reinstated it, and has after that conducted an exam. So this is the back and forth between the Congress and the BJP in Rajasthan. But clearly, it's a political flashpoint. It's going to, form and inform the political narrative as we head into this high-stakes battle in Rajasthan.
Yes. So we also have my colleague Arvind with us. But Harsha, I also wanted to know a little bit about Govind Dotasra, who's also facing the heat. How significant is he in Rajasthan politics?
Well, he is the Jat face. He's Ashok Gehlot's man. Remember, he replaced Sachin Pilot when that rebellion happened. So somewhere he is crucial. And if there were murmurs against him, for some reason, it's not that Ashok Gehlot removed him. So if Ashok Gehlot knew that this, the ED could land up at his doorstep via Govind Singh Dotasra, there were enough occasions to remove him. That wasn't done. So clearly he is the CM's, he's of all the king's horses and the king's men. He is definitely close to the CM. And like I said, he's a Jat face, very important in the political arithmetic, in the caste arithmetic of Rajasthan. Because remember, the Jat vote can actually swing an election for any party in this state.
Right. Arvind, you've been tracking the ED very closely. Now, ED officials have said that Vaibhav Gehlot has been asked to depose before the agency's office in Jaipur or in Delhi or on Friday. Now, tell us, how serious are these charges against him? Is it for the first time that he's under scrutiny? And how serious is this paper leak case?
Vasudha, first let's make the stark difference between PMLA and also a FEMA case. So the Enforcement Directorate case against Vaibhav Gehlot is a FEMA case. That's a civil proceeding, unlike PMLA, which is a criminal proceeding. So there are two actions that are currently underway in the state of Rajasthan, both by Enforcement Directorate. One under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act, that is taking cognizance of the Rajasthan paper leak case, which the Enforcement Directorate has initiated a money laundering investigation, which is a criminal proceeding. And based on that, the Enforcement Directorate today conducted searches at the premises of almost 11, at around 11 premises, including the Rajasthan Congress chief, along with one of the MLAs of Congress party. That's a PMLA proceeding. Coming to Vaibhav Gehlot, the Enforcement Directorate has issued summons to Vaibhav Gehlot asking him to appear before the agency officials either in Delhi or in Jaipur tomorrow in connection with this FEMA proceeding. So this particular case pertains to a company that is, according to the Enforcement Directorate, that particular company, Triton Hospitality and Resort, Hotels and Resorts Private Limited, is currently owned by a person who is allegedly associated with Vaibhav Gehlot. Though Vaibhav Gehlot is not a person directly linked to this particular company, which allegedly received almost 97 crore from Mauritius-based company, but the Enforcement Directorate sources say that Vaibhav Gehlot is closely associated with this particular person who owns this particular company, and he has had several business transactions with this particular person. And that's where the Enforcement Directorate wants to know whether Vaibhav Gehlot is also somewhere connected with this particular transaction of 97 crore from Mauritius. So this particular 97 crore came via foreign direct investment route from this Mauritius company to this Rajasthan-based company. and that particular company is currently under investigation, and that particular company was searched by the Enforcement Directorate last month, and that's where the agency also seized 1.2 crore. Now, in connection with this particular case, the Enforcement Directorate has issued summons to Vaibhav Gehlot just to record his statement under FEMA. If at all, if the agency finds links to Vaibhav Gehlot with this particular 97 crore investment from Mauritius-based company to this particular company, then the Enforcement Directorate can impose penalty on Vaibhav Gehlot, asking him to pay the fine. That's the maximum that the Enforcement Directorate can do. Whereas in the PMLA case, the Enforcement Directorate is probing probing the Rajasthan Congress chief. In that particular case, the Enforcement Directorate can also attach properties, and if there is a need, then the Enforcement Directorate can also arrest accused in the PMLA case.
Thank you, Harsha and Arvind, for joining us. We also have Shazia Ilmi from the BJP and Swarnim Chaturvedi from the Congress joining us to talk about the political heat that Mr. Gehlot and his son are facing. Mr. Chaturvedi, I come to you first. Rajasthan CM Ashok Gehlot has questioned the motive behind these summons, but the BJP has said that law is taking its own course. I was just listening to Mr. Shekhawat's press conference, and he has talked about this allegedly extensive political corruption in the state. Now, if the charges are serious, how do you see this impacting political prospects of the Congress in the state?
Yes, I also heard the statement of Mr. Shekhawat. He was speaking as a spokesperson of ED. Yes, he was speaking as a spokesperson of ED. We all know where ED works. ED raids, it conducts the raids only in this election going state. So we all know what they are up to. Whenever BJP is weak in any state and is losing elections, they seek help from ED. And we all know the success rate of ED is only 29%. They just filed 29 filed charge sheet in only in 29% cases. So I don't think they can help BJP in either way. But recently in Rajasthan, BJP MP Mr. Kirodilal Meena accused Congress leaders of stashing 500 crore rupees in the private lockers. He went there in a private company, asked the ED to come and raid the private lockers. ED went there and could not find anything. So we all know BJP leaders are complaining in lodging complaints in ED. ED follows them, but they could not find anything. So in Rajasthan also today, what we ED raided premises of a state unit head, Mr. Dotasra, but completed their raid within 3 or 4 hours. They went away and could not find anything. So we are questioning, because whenever BJP is short of workers, they seek help of ED and they ask ED to help them win elections, but they are doing it wrong, because in Rajasthan, the people will react sharply. They have raided the premises of a Kisan Putra who has opened 2,000, I think 3,000 English medium schools, which provide free education in English medium to the people of villages and poor people. So these raids are...
Ms. Ilmi, so he's making a critical point here about the success or the conviction rate of ED complaints. So 9 leaders close to Mr. Gehlot, including his brother, have been under the scrutiny of agencies in the last 5 years, but no one has been arrested yet. So does this in some ways also give credence to the opposition's accusation that agencies are being allegedly misused?
You know, that's all they can say. The fact of the matter is that in these raids, more than 2 crores was found in cash, which they haven't been able to find answers to. And not just that, there were 19 paper leaks. When RPSC member was sacked, the rank of minister, by their own government, because the probe has been there. There's 70 lakh aspirants and their families who are waiting for justice in this matter. So who benefited from 19 paper leaks, not 1, 2, 3, 4, 19 times in these 5 years? And as for ED, and I want to give some figures to you, they kept on and on saying things like ED has a very poor conviction rate. But the conviction rate of ED actually, if we look at 5,906 cases registered, only 3% are related to political figures. And where those 3% is concerned, the ED conviction rate is 94%, which is perhaps the highest in the world. So ED has been an extremely good agency when it comes to probing and finding the truth about these matters. And if you look at forensically, the matter is a serious one. And I'm surprised about the fact that instead of instead of talking about the fact that there are so many aspirants, so many leaks, and the presence of money and actual loot and cash which is there, which they cannot account for, they don't even give a decent answer, which is important at this point of time, because after all we're going to polls.
Right.
And tell me, 12 years back they themselves say the matter was underway. It was not the BJP government, but still those charges were there. So if they're being summoned, if Vaibhav Gehlot, who seems to be the beneficiary in this matter, if he seems to be the beneficiary, if he's being summoned and asked, questioned, and there's nothing is amiss, why should they fear anything?
Mr.
And
Chaturvedi,
also
that's a very important...
And this case is going on against Sanjay Singh, but Aam Aadmi Party is not going to polls. So it's the easiest thing to say, continuously you indulge in corruption. I mean, do you think being in power or not in power gives you immunity where corruption
Mr. Chaturvedi, would you like to respond to that? Because she's making a critical point here. She's saying that paper leaks have been a real issue. They have affected lives of many youngsters. So, and also opposition parties did approach Supreme Court with a complaint, with a petition that agencies were being misused, but the court did turn it down, right? So what do you have to say to this actual issues and probably the government, maybe falling short of addressing them? Would that be a case, sir?
Truth is, SOG of Rajasthan Police unearthed the paper leak issue. So, and it is a 2-year-old case, and already we have conducted. Already 3 lakh youth have been inducted in the government jobs by conducting such exams. So there is no issue of paper leak. Whichever paper was leaked, it has already the examination has already been conducted, and they are already they have already got the government jobs in Rajasthan. So this is an old issue, but now the time is. We are questioning the timing because the elections has already been around the corner, and whatever they are doing is they are just doing to pressurize the Congress leaders, just to pressurize them,
in the last
and just to malign their.
Ms. Ilmi, do you want to respond to that? He's saying that this is one way of pressurizing.
Let's get into specifics. It's very easy to get into generalizations and say, oh, we're being witch hunted and this is going on. But nobody can explain the paper trail, one. And mostly in this particular paper leak case, if you look at it, the Special Operations Group, SOG, and the Anti-Corruption Bureau, which works under the Rajasthan government, were directly under the command of Ashok Gehlot.
Right.
And who served as both the Home Minister and the Chief Minister.
Right.
When he himself came forward to give clean chits to the officials who were involved. So what is the possibility of justice?
Right.
How else do people seek? And there has been this case. A case was made not once but many times. Finally, when it reaches the center, because there is no justice happening at the level of state government, then obviously matters would come to something and they would be pro.
Of course, that's an important point, Ms. Ilmi. I'm sorry, we're running out of time. Thank you, Mr. Chaturvedi and Ms. Ilmi, for joining us. We now go to the second topic that is of interest to me. Yesterday, we saw an interesting happening. The Ram Mandir has been announced, and of course, it's been there for a long time. And this temple is going to finally get consecrated. The idol is going to get consecrated on January 22nd. Of course, the Congress has reacted very differently to this. The Congress party, many leaders have come forward and said that they welcome this move, they welcome the temple, and they've questioned only the timing of it, or they've basically asked why is the BJP or the Prime Minister leading it. Now, if you look at what Congress leader Salman Khurshid has said, he has said that why should God just be limited to one party, and this invitation should be for everyone. Another party leader, Kamal Nath, has said that temple belongs to everyone in this country and it's a very big symbol of Sanatan Dharma. All of this is very interesting because the Congress, while adapting a soft Hindutva approach in recent years, has often walked a political tightrope on the issue of Lord Ram. Let's first look at some reactions from opposition leaders on the announcement of the inauguration of Ram Temple, which is going to happen on January 22nd.
निमंत्रण सिर्फ एक ही पार्टी को जा रहा है क्या? कौन कौन पहुंचता कौन नहीं पहुंचता उस पर मैं कोई टिप्पणी नहीं कर सकता हूं, लेकिन भगवान सिर्फ एक पार्टी तक सीमित रह गए हैं क्या? निमंत्रण देने हैं और उसमें अगर उत्साह और उल्लास सबका देखना है तो सभी को होना चाहिए, सभी को निमंत्रित करना चाहिए। अब उनको अपनी परिस्थितियों को देखते हुए क्या करना है वो निर्णय लेंगे, लेकिन आप इसको एक पार्टी का प्रोग्राम बना रहे हैं। क्या ये पार्टी का प्रोग्राम है और एक ही व्यक्ति विशेष का ही प्रोग्राम है, तो ये मेरी तो समझ में नहीं आता। भगवान तो सबके हैं ना।
आपने सर कहा ईश्वर सबके हैं, तो निमंत्रण क्यों नहीं सबको, तो बाकी पार्टियों को भी निमंत्रण
तो जाना चाहिए था। और अगर ये दिखाना है कि भगवान सबके हैं और इस बात को एक बार फिर से उजागर करना है, तो फिर ये बताना था कि हमने निमंत्रण सबको भेजा है।
रथ यात्रा भी निकाल ली थी आडवाणी साहब ने, तो ये सबका परिणाम है कि राम मंदिर बन रहा है। खून बहाया लोगों ने, जेल में गए, मुकदमे चल रहे हैं अभी भी सभी लोगों पर। तो मोदी जी अब जाएंगे और राम मंदिर की पूजा करेंगे, लेकिन मुझे लगता है कि चुनाव आ रहे हैं, ये चुनाव की तैयारी।
So interesting reactions from opposition leaders. Let's talk to author and political commentator Professor Badri Narayan to understand this better. Thank you, Professor Badri Narayan, for speaking to NDTV. So in the Congress, in the run-up to 2019, said that it will abide by the Supreme Court's verdict, but the party has never been vocal about support for the temple construction. Now you see everybody striking a conciliatory tone, and most of the Congress leaders saying that Mandir Desh ka hai, Mandir sabka hai. How do you see something like this?
Vasudha, it's a very good question, and you must remember I have mentioned in my book Republic of Hindutva and in other articles also that everyone has to work within the purviews of Hindutva, which is set up by the BJP politics. So Hindutva, the circle of Hindutva, everyone has to come in that. And BJP Congress in few years ago was very arrogantly trying to criticize it, but this soft Hindutva, through soft Hindutva, they always try to negotiate with the Hindutva. But now they thought that this soft Hindutva is not very unclear, is not very clear, it's unclear. So we have to clearly tell about issues like Ram Janmabhoomi, which is the indicator of being a Hindu culture, it's a part of Hindu culture, part of the Hindu religion. So in one way, it's opting the ways prepared by the BJP. But the question emerged whether it is going to benefit Congress or not. So in one way, it may soften the Hindutva attitudes towards Congress, but the trust capital plays important role in mobilization through various issues. Like Hindutva trust capital is with BJP, not with the Congress. So Congress has to prove that whatever they are saying is not strategic, it's not instrumental, it's by heart. And that shift they have to bring in their discourse and their practice also. But this is a 4-5 months, election is 4-5 months ago. So they don't have time to prove that.
Mr. Narayan, apart from, of course, the Ram temple, there are also, in the same complex, there are temples dedicated to Valmiki, Shabri, Kevat. So this is also part of the BJP trying to symbolically show its caste-inclusive approach using religiosity. How important is that going to be for the party in the run-up to 2024?
Vasudha, it's also a very important question. The secular politics always miss to understand the role of religion in the life of the marginals and the Dalits and the subaltern. BJP understood it. And BJP's I always say that this input came through the Sangh, because Sangh works at the grassroots, and this input may have emerged from them and came to the BJP. So BJP tried to include the icons, identity icons, garva, issues of the garva, issues of the dignity, religion as an issue of dignity, and also religion as a space where the subaltern can come and open their heart, like temples. The temples has not only one meaning for the subaltern and the Dalits, the meaning which we have. They have, for them, temple is a space, public space, where they can sit together, they can discuss their sukh and dukh, they can discuss their social issues, and not only a space of prayer. So secular politics is not able to understand the meaning of temples in the life of the subaltern, which is different from the life of the dominant communities. So here BJP is very sensitive to going closer to this kind of issues, bringing them in their politics, in its politics, like Sabri temple. we walk among Sabri temple, around the villages on Sabri temple, and it is the Mushar caste claims that Sabri was their icon. And they used to say in 50 कोस में there was no temple of Sabri. पहली बार हम लोगों के इतिहास में सबरी का टेम्पल मिला है, which नरेंद्र मोदी gave in the Jaipur village, जहाँ पर वो सबरी का टेम्पल बना हुआ है. So that walks a lot among marginals, and they can, the Ravidas temple in Banaras, जो मेला होता है, people comes in a riot there, and they women through sona and cry. So the place of cry also, and that place of cry, they don't have much space of cry. So the BJP tried to evolve their icons, deities, as a space of their religiosity. So religiosity and dignity and a space of interactions. So here BJP is more sensitively doing this kind of politics.
Right. Professor Narayan, my last question to you. What kind of impact do you see the temple and the religiosity around it having on the politics of parties like Samajwadi Party that have in the past taken a hard line on the temple and also managed to capture the Congress's minority vote bank?
Samajwadi Party had always a very kind of contradictory approach towards religiosity. On the one hand, Mulayam Singh Yadav, when the Sant goes to him, he used to wash their legs, feet, and drink the waters, Charanamrit. So, एक तरफ तो ये था, but on the other hand, they always try to criticize the Ram Janmabhoomi temple because of the Muslim votes, because they don't want to envoy those Muslim votes. But the last election, 2014 election, BJP set a new pattern of doing politics, that mobilizing the broader Hindu community, and they made Muslim vote almost irrelevant. So everywhere the victory which they acquired, not because of the Muslim, but because of the broader alliance of the Hindu social communities. And so now these opposition people parties are also looking the same ways, because they see that a lone Muslim can't give them victory.
So that was author and Professor Badri Narayan on how the Ram Temple in the last many years has also seen the opposition approaching the issue with a lot of caution. That's all the time we have for you in the battle for states. Thank you for watching NDTV. More news and updates on the other side.